It definitely seems like everyone does not want to be here. Superman 3, released in 1983, and is directed by Richard Lester, who's also behind such films like A Hard Day's Night, The Knack and How to Get It, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, and Superman 2. And this film, of course, is starring Christopher Reeve finally getting top billing in a Superman movie, Richard Pryor, Jackie Cooper, Mark McClure, Annette O'Toole, Annie Ross, Pamela Stephenson, Robert Vaughn, and Margot Kidder. Clark Kent has been invited back to Smallville, Kansas for his 10-year high school reunion, and once there he meets up with his high school crush Lana Lang and starts developing feelings for her and her adorable, annoying little son. Meanwhile, an unemployed person by the name of Gus finds himself working for a low-paying computer job, but because he's a computer genius, he is able to forge his paychecks and to steal a whole bunch of money. Well, this catches the eye of wealthy white person Ross Webster and his entourage, where they enlist the help of Gus to help them capture all of the money in the world. But of course, Superman kind of catches on to this, and we need to take out Superman some kind of way. Well, Gus, you are a computer genius. Surely you'd be able to use that computer over there to figure out the components of all the components of this thing called kryptonite that could kill Superman, right? But Gus is unable to figure out like a small percentage of the mineral, so he just puts in, I believe he puts in tar, and then that creates basically this black kryptonite that when Superman touches it kind of turns him evil, or just be like, he's like ruffian now, to where Superman eventually splits and we have a showdown between Superman and Clark Kent, which is definitely the best part of the movie. Kind of comes out of nowhere and has no like big resolution on anything, but it's a cool moment. The rest of this movie is basically about Gus, played by Richard Pryor. In fact, I would probably call this Richard Pryor 3 Superman the movie, because it's really not a Superman movie at all. This film was made for Richard Pryor, to showcase Richard Pryor, because he's funny and he's big at this time. And oh, we have this character of Superman, why not just put him in there? We'll make money with this. Will we? Probably not. I don't have a lot of nostalgia with Superman 3. We never owned it when I was growing up, and I don't recall it ever being on TV, ever. Really, I recall the first movie and then Superman 2. When it comes to Superman 3, and we'll get to 4 later on this week, we don't really see these ones mentioned that often. There are some really cool moments when we finally get Superman, of him saving people and helping people. There is a chemical plant that is on fire when he's in Smallville, Kansas. That whole sequence was really cool, how he froze the lake and brought the lake water over and put out all the fire. Now that I'm saying that out loud, though, Superman was a complete dick to all the fish in that lake, because you got to imagine that there's so many fish in that lake. Well, probably not so many, but there are definitely lives in that lake that were affected by Superman. God damn it, Superman's a murderer. People are so focused on him killing people in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. We weren't talking about Superman 3 when he was a dick to fish. This movie just gets out of hand. It seems like no one wants to be here at all. I recall watching the Christopher Reeve documentary that came out last year, and when they got to this section of his career when he was doing Superman 3, all of his friends and family who were interviewed were saying just how unhappy he was in this role, in his life, for his career at this time. Just didn't want to be here. And it feels like no one wants to be here in this movie. Everyone seems like they're just angry and just in a shitty mood the entire time. And the screenwriter is probably in a terrible mood at the time too, because this is a big plot point where they're asking Gus, hey, recreate kryptonite. Figure out all of the minerals, that components that go to it, create it, and then kill Superman with it. But he can't figure that out. He's a computer genius. But then we get to the climax when we had that supercomputer robot thing built in the middle of the desert, and then Gus shows up, and the evil white businessman's like, haha, we figured it out, so we don't need you. Ha! And then they use an element of kryptonite on Superman. Like, okay. Oh, you were able to figure that out? Why do you need frickin' Gus, people? Because he's a white, evil businessman. That's why he can employ people and push his power around on people. Because he's a a white businessman. Superman 3 is definitely my least favorite of the Superman films of this era, because it just seems like no one's having fun. No one wants to be here, and the story is all over the place. It's convoluted. We have story elements that don't play into anything in the climax, even though they're cool moments. Again, just no flow here. In fact, the entire movie opens up with this long sequence that is very Chaplin-esque, of this little, like, toy penguin just floating out into the middle of the street, and that causes this chain reaction of people running into fire hydrants, people being rung over, and people falling down things, and Superman has to be there to solve the problem. If that doesn't foreshadow the quality of a Superman movie that you're getting here, I don't know what does. I'm gonna give Superman 3 1.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
So guys, if you've seen Superman 3, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you all the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.